Sweet children, stay in remembrance and inspire others to practice. Stay in remembrance. Sweet children, stay in remembrance and inspire others to practice. Stay in remembrance. The intellects of those who conduct yoga must not wander elsewhere in remembrance. Instrument teachers have a very big responsibility in remembrance. Pay attention that you are only performing charitable actions in remembrance. If, while conducting yoga, your intellect wanders elsewhere, it becomes disservice in remembrance. Therefore, check the self and stellarize in the aim in remembrance. Sweet children, stay in remembrance and inspire others to practice. Stay in remembrance. Sweet children, sit in remembrance of Shiv Baba and stabilize in your aim. Just as the Father sits in remembrance of Shiv Baba, you too sit the same are those who sit facing others, constantly staying in remembrance of Shiv Baba, so that others also feel that attraction and become peaceful in remembrance of Shiv Baba. If you remain bodiless and stay in remembrance, you take others into peace. If the teacher is not in accurate remembrance, others cannot remain in remembrance. Sweet children, stay in remembrance and inspire others to practice. Stay in remembrance. Sweet children, first check whether you yourself are in remembrance of the beloved Baba. If the intellect goes in other directions and becomes body conscious, it is disservice. If you don't do service and just sit idle, you cause a loss. If the intellect's yoga of a teacher wanders elsewhere, how would she help? Ask the self, am I performing charitable actions or something sinful? Sinful action leads to degradation and status is destroyed. Sweet children, stay in remembrance and inspire others to practice. Stay in remembrance. Sweet children, you have become instruments to make them belong to Shiv Baba. Constantly remember me alone. This is the Father's order. When you sit as a teacher, sit in that stage very well. Students can understand their own stage and whether they will pass. You are my lovers. Remember your beloved while walking and moving around. Stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance and have a good stage. Staying in remembrance. Sweet children, some are true to Baba and some are not true. It is with great difficulty that some stay in constant remembrance. Everything depends on service and on honest remembrance. If your intellect wanders everywhere, you are not worthy of sitting there. You need to be clever in both remembrance and knowledge. The bridegroom is very lovely and he has to be remembered a great deal. Sweet children, remember me and keep the cycle in your intellect. heart happy. Conquer Maya and teach others to conquer Maya. Claim the inheritance from the Father and receive the kingdom of constant happiness. Follow Shrimet and become elevated and constantly happy. Remember me and keep the cycle in your intellects. Benefit yourself and do service with your bones, and with deep love become very merciful and make everyone's heart happy. Conquer Maya and teach others to conquer Maya. Claim the inheritance from the Father and receive the kingdom of constant happiness. Follow Shrimat and become elevated and constantly happy. Remain engaged in doing service day and night. First perform charity and make sinful souls into charitable souls. Serve to make others into Brahmins similar to yourselves. Give regard to those who are serviceable and merciful. Read and refresh yourselves and increase your churning power. Reduce the weight of waste thoughts, waste words, and waste actions. Sweet children, stay in remembrance and inspire others to practice. Stay in remembrance. Sweet children, make your foundation of faith strong and remain fearless and carefree. Those whose intellects are fake remain free from worry. Do not have waste thoughts of what happened and why it happened. Maintain original thoughts and attain victory with your personal stage. Become constantly powerful by reducing the weight of waste. Increase churning power and become